Welcome to my video about the Rugby World Cup next year. I'm going to be talking about the pools and which teams are my favorites. So here we go. As you may or may not know, New Zealand is 10 hours before Europe when it comes to time zones. So that means if a match is played at 3:30 in New Zealand, it will be shown about 6:30 in Europe. So for all of you who are going to watch the games, be prepared to go rise early in the morning and or go to sleep very late. So here we have the pools. The first pool is New Zealand, France, Tonga, Canada, and Japan. The second pool is Argentina, England, Scotland, Georgia, and Romania. Romania recently
Uruguay
beat
to make it to the last to the final
to take the final
spot
spot.
at the Rugby World Cup.
In the third pool, we have Australia's Wallabies, Ireland, Italy, Russia, and the USA. In the fourth and final pool, we have the Springboks, Wales, Fiji, Samoa, and Namibia. So now I'm going to talk about the different pools. For the first pool, I would say the All Blacks and France are my favorites in this pool, though not overall. Tonga, Canada, and Japan are not not as great as the other nations in this pool, sadly. But hopefully we can see some good games, even if they don't make it to the quarterfinals. And while we're of which I would say Japan is probably the strongest team. They won the Asian Five Nations against their final game against Hong Kong was 94-5. So they pack quite the punch, I say. I would rate them the strongest team of those three minors, if you can call them that. Okay, so on to the next group. In this group, I would say Argentina and England are the two strongest. England being slightly stronger. I think they had a good show in this year's autumn tests. Scotland, however, I think they will be placed third in this group. Probably a little better than Georgia and Romania, but still not as good as to beat England and Argentina. But they probably won't make it to the quarterfinals. Sadly. The two last pools I think are more interesting because there are no clear favorites in. Well, there's one favorite in each pool, I'd say. Australia in Pool C and South Africa in Pool D. In Pool C, I would say the Irish. Usually I would say the Irish would take the second spot to the quarterfinals behind Australia, but I doubt the form and the coaching of the Irish team. Italy, Russia, and the United States. Well, Italy especially might be able to take Ireland out. So that leaves us with Russia and the United States. That's a classic sporting matchup, I'd say. Hopefully they'll deliver a good game. Russia, this being their first World Cup. And on the last pool, we have the Springboks as the probable winner of Pool D. However, I don't think they're quite as strong as they were in 2007. And Wales, I haven't seen too much excellency from the Welsh side in this year's November tests, but hopefully they can claim a place. Otherwise, I'd say South Africa and Wales are about the same, and Fiji and Samoa not too far behind. If they have the spirits up and play good, maybe they can take a place. Either of the island nations. Sorry, Namibia, quite the outsider when it comes to World Cup rugby. I don't think they've ever won a game in the World Cup, but yeah, you have to start somewhere, right? At least they're in. They're the best nation in Africa, after South Africa, of course. Well, that's all from me. Do you guys have any guesses for who might be winning next year? I would say New Zealand is a clear favorite. Australia probably make it to the semi-finals, at least, if not to claim the second place or the first place. England is probably, along with France, the two strongest nations of the Northern Hemisphere. So they probably will make it far in this tournament. Yeah, the Springboks, I don't think they'll make it that far. They'll definitely make the quarterfinals, in which they will play against either Australia, that's my choice for winner of Pool C, and or the runner-up, depending on South Africa's own place in Pool D at the end of the pool stage. So that's my expectations for this World Cup. I want you guys to share who you think will win this tournament. The favorites, of course, among most people, being New Zealand, seeing as they have home advantage. Yeah, and they've been playing really well in the Tri Nations and the autumn tests this year. But as you all know, New Zealand has an odd way of ending World Cups. New Zealand is not my favorite team, but they definitely seem to be the strongest team of this tournament. On second place, I would place either Australia or England or France, which is probably my top four as well. And yeah, that's how I'm thinking this tournament will end. So, what do you guys think? Who will win? Make a comment, send a video response, do what you like. See ya. This is Beefios talking about the Rugby World Cup.